Story time, story time, story time again. Story time, story time, story time again.
Hi, welcome to Once Upon a Time, the cable story time of the San Bruno Library. I'm so glad you're joining us today. My name is Barbara, and I will be reading stories today about animals with big dreams. So our first story is called Hen Lake by Mary Jane Och. Let's see what happens to our hens in Hen Lake. Poulette was an unusual hen. She didn't enjoy the same things as the other hens in the barnyard. She didn't scratch for bugs or take dust baths. She never even tried to lay an egg. Poulette could think of nothing but her dream to become a ballerina. So she spent almost every hour of every day dancing. One day, Poulette was practicing her pirouettes when her friend Philomena flapped over. "Follow me," she said. "You have to see the strange new bird the farmer just brought home with him." "A new hen?" squawked Poulette. "Is he replacing one of us?" "No, it's not a hen. I don't know what it is." All the hens rushed to the barnyard. "You're right," whispered Poulette. "It's definitely not a hen." "Look at that scrawny neck," said Zelda. "Maybe it's a goose." The bird turned suddenly. "I am neither a hen nor a goose. My name is Percival, and There was a rustle of feathers, and right before their eyes, Percival did an amazing thing. "I am a peacock, the most glorious bird in the universe." "Wow!" clucked Gertrude. "Get a load of those tail feathers." Percival strutted around the barnyard so all the hens, ducks, geese, and pigeons could admire him. Paulette cleared her throat. "Welcome to our farm, Percival. I hope you'll be happy here." "I doubt it," said Percival. "It's rather ordinary compared to my last home." With that, he spread his wings and flew up to a perch in a nearby tree. Paulette watched him for a moment and then went back to her practicing. "What on earth are you doing?" asked Percival. "Dancing. If someone asks me to star in a ballet, I want to be ready." Percival laughed. "You call that dancing? I'm much more graceful than you are. I could star in a ballet if I wanted to." "If you're so wonderful, come down here and show me," Poulette said. "I don't feel like it," said Percival. "Maybe later," and he flew off. That afternoon, some pigeons were singing for Poulette. "I just love your music," Poulette said to them. "You call that music?" squawked Percival. "Those pigeons are just making noise, but I have a magnificent voice." "If you're so terrific, let's hear you sing," demanded Poulette. "I'm not in the mood," said Percival. "Maybe another time." The next day, Poulette was dancing in the garden while the other hens were busy scratching for bugs. Percival swooped down and perched on the scarecrow. "If I wanted to scratch for bugs," which of course I didn't, "I could catch more bugs than all of you put together." "Oh, for heaven's sake," said Poulette. "Is there anything you don't do better than everyone else?" "Of course," said Percival. "I'm not good at being ordinary like you hens." "That does it," said Poulette. "I'm sick and tired of listening to you brag. I challenge you to a talent contest on the night of the next full moon. Would you rather sing or dance?" "Or catch bugs," offered Philomena. I'll sing and dance at the same time, said Percival. I don't do bugs. Philomena sighed. Percival was right. We hens are ordinary except for you, Paulette. You are not ordinary, said Paulette. You could all be dancers. She looked at her friends. Why didn't I think of this before? I don't have to wait for someone to make me a star. I'll create a new ballet for the contest and you'll all be in it. I have always wanted to dance with a corps de ballet. Nonsense, Claudine snapped up a beetle. We have work to do. Besides, added Gertrude, we don't know how to dance. I'll teach you, said Paulette. We'll call the ballet Hen Lake. You can be the hen maidens and I'll be the hen queen. The hens protested, but Paulette finally convinced them to start lessons that very afternoon. As the days went by, Paulette was a patient teacher. One more time, and one, and two, and watch where you're going, Philomena. That's good. Gertrude, now try to point your toes. Percival's laughter interrupted them. Dancing chickens, he screeched. What a hoot. Just ignore him, said Paulette. We were perfectly happy being ordinary hens, squawked Claudine. Now you have us making fools of ourselves. Keep practicing, said Paulette. You're getting better every day. And Paulette was right. Although the hens couldn't manage leaps and spins, they were still doing their very best. We need music, said Paulette, so she called in the pigeons. We can't sing, they protested. Percival said we make noise, not music. Don't pay any attention to that pompous peacock, said Paulette. Your singing sounds wonderful to me. After that, the birds sang for every rehearsal, but it didn't help much. When Gertrude zigged, Zelda zagged, and they were getting cranky. My feet hurt, grumbled Gertrude. Oh, go lay an egg, squawked Zelda. Lay one for me, said Philomena. I'm pooped. We need costumes, Paulette announced one day. She cut tutus from some curtains she found in the trash. All the hens helped, but Paulette stitched alone into the night, using glittery fish scales for sequins. She barely finished in time. You're lovely, she said as the hens tried on their tutus. Really? asked Zelda. I don't feel lovely. On the night of the full moon, there was a buzz of excitement as the audience gathered. Percival was the first to perform. He strutted slowly across the stage, stopping to pose every few feet while singing an aria from an opera. He's not really dancing, whispered Paulette. He's just showing off. We can do better than that, said Zelda. But then Percival started turning, slowly at first, gradually spinning faster and faster. For his finale, Percival leapt through the air while hitting a high note. He landed on one foot and fanned his glorious tail. The audience rose to its feet. Bravo, shouted a goose. Percival will be the winner. He's magnificent. Paulette was helping the hen maidens with their last-minute makeup touches when Percival came off stage. Interesting costumes, he said, smirking. Do I smell fish? Claudine yanked at her tutu. We can't leap and spin like Percival. We're going to look like idiots. If you believe in yourselves, you can do anything, said Paulette. She signaled for the pigeons to begin the overture. That's your cue, she said, pushing the hen maidens onto the stage. Break a drumstick. The hen maidens brayed into the moonlight barnyard. They were halfway through their first number when a dark cloud slid over the face of the moon. Lightning split the darkness. Paulette saw her dream of Hen Lake crashing with the thunder that rumbled overhead. When she thought things couldn't get any worse, the sky opened up and they were pelted with hail. Run for cover, she shouted. Just then, a gust of wind lifted the hen maidens into a series of grand jetés. Gertrude even had her toes pointed. A small whirlwind caught Zelda and sent her spinning like a top. She did 16 fouettes without missing a beat. Fouettes. As suddenly the storm had begun, the black cloud let go of the moon and moved on. The pigeons started the music for the Hen Queen solo, and Paulette stepped onto a glittering stage. As she danced, she felt her heart would burst with joy. When she finished, the audience roared. Paulette called the hen maidens to take a bow. "They're cheering for you, Paulette," said Zelda. "We weren't really dancing. The storm just blew us around." "Remember how it felt?" said Paulette. "You can do it again. Try it." Zelda attempted a wobbly turn. "It's no use, I'm a klutz." "Use your imagination," said Paulette. "Feel the wind rushing through your wing feathers. Believe in yourself." Zelda closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and did 32 fouettes. "I did it," she squawked. "I really did it." Soon all the hens were spinning and leaping. The audience went wild. When the crowd shouted "Encore!" Percival started sneaking away. "Look, Percival is leaving," said Claudine. "He got what he deserved. He sure looks pathetic." "I'll perk up his feathers," said Paulette. "We can afford to be kind." She turned to the audience. "For our last number, Percival will join us." The peacock brightened immediately and rushed on stage. "Just follow my lead," he said. "I'll make you hens look good." "We already look good, Percival," said Zelda. "You can follow our lead." During the final curtain call, Philomena whispered, "Percival isn't any more special than us, is he?" "Of course not," said Paulette. "An ordinary hen can be anything she wants to be, but under all those fancy feathers, a peacock is just a long-necked chicken." And that's the story of Hen Lake. So we're going to take a little break now, and so stay with us, and we'll be back with some more stories of animals with big dreams. See you in a minute.
When you open a book, you can explore new lands, make new friends, and discover new adventures. There are amazing possibilities when you open your mind to reading. Explore new worlds. Read.
Bundle and save. Now you can get digital phone along with high-speed internet and cable TV from San Bruno Cable. Get all three and save a bundle. Call today.
Sounds like you could use some Van Gogurt. It's fortified with arts-rich nutrients to improve your math and reading skills. Catch!
Van Gogurt, thanks. So what's the deal with your ear?
Always with the ear, huh?
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
Wouldn't it be nice if a maid would clean up after us? Think of it as the maid's day off. Please clean up after yourself. Keep San Bruno clean. San Bruno Cable is now offering digital phone service. That's right, phone service through your cable. For one low rate, you can make calls throughout the U.S. and Canada and to key international locations, along with loads of comprehensive features like call waiting, caller ID, and voicemail for an unbeatable price. And you can even keep your old phone number. Save even more when you bundle services with TV and internet. So sign up today with San Bruno Cable, your local cable company serving the community since 1971.
Hello, welcome back to Once Upon a Time, Storytime of San Bruno Library. And we're reading stories today about animals with big dreams. I have another chicken story by coincidence, and this is called Starlight Goes to Town. This is a brand new book, and you can get all of these books at the San Bruno Library. This is by Harry Allard with pictures by George Booth. So let's find out what happens to our friend Starlight, this chicken right here. There she is. Starlight LaPoole, hush, her real name was Ethel Fay Cluxworth, was unhappy. "I do not belong on a poultry farm in southeastern Tennessee," she said to anyone who would listen. Starlight dreamed of being a high fashion model in New York, in London, in Paris, or in Milan, which she learned is a city located in northern Italy. All the other hens in Farmer Brown's hen house thought Starlight was short a few feathers. Whenever she spoke of her dreams, they would jab one another in the ribs and leak and fleer at her. "Get a load of Ethel Fay," they snickered. But one night, Starlight was awakened by someone who didn't laugh at her dreams. "Allow me to introduce myself." There she is. "My name is Melody D. Youngstown. I am your fairy godmother." She gave Starlight her card. "Melody D. Youngstown, professional chicken fairy godmother. United Chicken Fairy Godmothers of America Incorporated, home office Akron, Ohio, a non-profit organization." Without beating around the bush, Starlight said, "I want out of this dump." "Who wouldn't, dear?" said Melody. "What can I do?" asked Starlight. "When you are ready to lay your next egg, just make a wish and utter my name. Then close your eyes tight and whatever you wish will come true." Poof! With that, Starlight's lovely fairy godmother vanished. The very next morning, Starlight laid an egg. It was gigantic. All the other hens in Farmer Brown's hen house were sick with envy. I think Starlight was kind of tired. The egg cracked open. Inside was a shiny, big, brand new convertible. Starlight jumped behind the steering wheel, switched on the ignition, floorboarded the gas, and sped off in a cloud of dust. "So long, girls," she shouted. "If I never see you again, it will be too soon." When she got to the Atlantic Ocean, she wished for an airplane, laid an even larger egg, and took off for Italy in a two-seater. After navigating the peaks of the Dolomite Mountains, Starlight landed in Milan, where she lost no time in appearing in a fashion show as a top model. Everyone laughed when Starlight sashayed down the catwalk. "Sheesh," sniffed Starlight. "These people are too dumb to recognize a truly great and beautiful chicken model when they see one." Starlight decided to return to the United States, but not to the hen house in southeastern Tennessee. After a rough flight, she crash-landed in an empty field in rural Connecticut. She decided this place would do as well as any other. To get started in her new life, she closed her eyes and wished for a big house and $1 million. Then she laid an egg. The egg was small compared to all the other eggs she had been laying lately. It cracked open. Inside was a 1937 cathedral radio. Odd, clucked Starlight. She laid another egg. It cracked open to reveal a spinning wheel. She laid a third and got an egg beater. My chicken fairy godmother must be asleep at the switch, Starlight said to herself. As a matter of fact, Starlight's chicken fairy godmother was not asleep at the switch. She was not at the switch at all. Now, being a chicken fairy godmother is hard work, and after years of service to many chickens, Melody D. Youngstown was worn out. She decided it was time to take a vacation cruise around the world. Her replacement was her nephew Vernon, a harebrained hobbledehoy who got everyone's wishes mixed up, including Starlight's. Eventually, Starlight did lay a house, a lovely one-bedroom colonial. She keeps herself busy laying new eggs, which provides her with plenty of bric-a-brac for a permanent yard sale. Starlight can never be sure what the next bungled-up wish will bring. The sign says, if you don't see what you want, ask. Why, only last week Starlight laid a yacht. So I have a story here about some animals that go to the city this time. They're on the farm and they go to the city. Let's find out what happens to them. Mrs. Wishy-Washy's Farm by Joy Cowley with pictures by Elizabeth Fuller. This is Mrs. Wishy-Washy, and this is her farm. Here is her house, her truck, and her barn. Here by the barn is the old tin tub where all the animals go for a scrub. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. Moo! The cow cries. I hate this old tub and I've got soap in my eyes. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. Eee! The pig squeals. I've been scrubbed from my head to my heels. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. Quack! The duck moans. I've got suds in my feathers and aches in my bones. The scrubbing is over. The tub goes away. No more washing, the animals say. Moo, moo, ee, ee, quack, quack, quack. Bye, Mrs. Wishy-Washy, mean old Mrs. Wishy-Washy. We are leaving you and we won't be back. Fast down the highway they run side by side. Where will they go? Where will they hide? Eee! The city, squeals the old pig. We'll go to the city where the barns are big. But the city is wild as a farm stampede. There is nowhere to rest and nowhere to feed. The three hungry animals walk into a barn. There is food on the dishes, but it's not like the farm. The cow looks around with an anxious face. I think we could be in the wrong eating place. Along comes the cook with an angry shout. You'll be roast on toast if you don't get out. They run for their lives to the barn next door and find themselves in the hardware store. Oops. Then a van pulls up and two shakes of a tail. It's the pickup van from the animal jail. They're taken away. Oh, what bad luck for the cow and the pig and the poor old duck. They sit in a huddle, hungry and pale in the cold, muddy cage of the animal jail. Then the unhappy cow and the pig and the duck hear the chug, chug, chug of the old farm truck. They moo and they squeal, they quack and they cheer. It's dear Mrs. Wishy-Washy. She's here. Far from the city and back on the farm, the animals run to the old red barn. Now Mrs. Wishy-Washy fills up the tub. Come on, you three. You need a good scrub. Oh, bliss, says the cow as she jumps right in. Oh, bliss, says the pig with a happy grin. Oh, bliss, says the duck, splashing in with the rest. There's no doubt about it, home is best. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. And that's Mrs. Wishy-Washy's farm. So let's do one song together about some of the animals that we've seen today. And this is about when they get up in the morning and say hello to each other. So it goes like this. When duck gets up in the morning, they always say good day. So can you sing that with me? When ducks get up in the morning, they always say good day. When ducks get up in the morning, they always say good day. Quack, quack, quack. That is what they say. Quack, quack, quack. That is what they say. And how about the chickens? When hens get up in the morning, they always say good day. When hens get up in the morning, they always say good day. Cluck, cluck, cluck. That is what they say. Cluck, cluck, cluck. That is what they say. And one more, maybe the pigs. When pigs get up in the morning, they always say good day. When pigs get up in the morning, they always say good day. Oink, oink, oink. That is what they say. Oink, oink, oink. That is what they say. Good. So it's so fun sharing these stories with you today. And I hope you'll join us again for Once Upon a Time, Story Time on Cable, and then also come into the library and join us for story time there. You can see us there and be happy to help you find some more animal books that you can take home and read at home. So I'll see you at the library. Take care.
So sit me down and let the spell begin. I'll find myself in story time again. Story time, story time, story time again. Story time, story time, story time again. Story time, story time, story time again.